Hey, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh alongside Mark Kaboly making his Nightly Sports Call debut. And if you need a roof, make sure you call Ireland Contracting. They're the best in the business. 1-800-NEW-ROOF. It's an easy number to remember. Mark, do you need a roof?
I don't think so.
If you do, 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
I will keep that in mind. I'll have to look at it. I might want to sell my house, so I might have to look into that.
Okay. Well, I know real estate agents too, so.
Do you?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, I do. All right, so now give us a call on the Borders and Borders hotline, 412-575-2600. We have a couple lines open, and we're going to switch a subject here. We're going to start talking a little bit about the Steelers. But before we get to the Steelers, there was one heck of a game, NCAA game, Mark. I'm sure you saw that, the ending of that one. There was a double dribble and then a questionable foul, and UVA goes on to win after a guy makes 3 straight free throws to beat Auburn 63-62. Auburn made a push right down the stretch. I mean, they were down by 10 at one point and really cut that game and ended up taking a lead. But, that's the thing with, looking at things and replays. Everyone's going to question stuff now. But it was a good game, and it was one heck of a finish.
I think the foul call was correct. So I don't think you can't really complain about that. But that double dribble, man, I was watching it live and I saw it, and I'm not much of a basketball guy, and I realized it was a double dribble, which would have gave the ball back to Auburn, would have then probably iced it for them. So you hate to see something like that. Hey, maybe the NCAA committee will come together and say everything's reviewable. I don't know.
Well,
one big call and things tend to change, right?
Yeah, I mean, since we're talking about review and I have you on here, let's just get right into the NFL review and what they're changing there at the end. I just think games are going to take forever now. I mean, people are going to be questioning whether it's defensive pass interference, offensive pass interference when there's not even a flag thrown. I think they made the wrong decision, and it's going to hurt them. Luckily, it's only a year.
Yeah, I think what they did was put it in place right away, just saying this is going to be reviewable type of situation. But now they're going to go back and fine-tune it a little bit and see what things might become issues. So, I mean, the good thing is you still got to have the challenge flag. So it's not like every single play is going to be challenged. The thing that I have an issue with, Rich, is now they're telling me that pass interference, offensive or defensive pass interference, are more impactful than potentially a false start on a San Diego Charger right tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big play right there.
Huge play.
So in my opinion, if you're going to go down this road, just say you can challenge anything you want, but you only get those 2 flags, something like that.
That's what
it's impactful. That's an impactful play in that
game. And that's kind of what I was thinking too. Why didn't they just go in this and say you get 2 in the first half, 2 in the second half, and that's it, or 3 total, that's it. You can challenge anything you want. But that's all you're getting. I think that's the best way to handle this.
Yeah, then you open up the can of worms. I see what they're thinking about. Then you're like at 2.5 minutes left, and you're saying, okay, is this a hold? And it's like, oh, maybe it's a hold, maybe it's not a hold. I mean,
I guess you can't challenge holds because there's holds all the time. They say
but the false start against the Charger.
Yeah, that was bad.
Wow. But then you go back and I don't know if you remember the Patriots game. Last play, 4th down, Stephon Tuitt rips the face mask off the right guard. They could have reviewed that in theory if they would have passed our rules here, and all of a sudden they got first down at the 10-yard line. So be careful.
I mean, if you're looking at this, so you got to look at the Joe Hayden plays, 2 of the plays in the end of the game, well, the beginning and the end of the game against the Saints. Now, would that have been overturned? We'll go with the first one first.
First one, definitely, right?
Yeah. I mean, but he did touch him in the back of the end zone, but it was hardly anything.
The second one was iffy. I mean,
but the ball was tipped, and wouldn't they have seen that?
You would think you could have been able to see that too. But not even the Steelers related. Go to week 17, and when Baker Mayfield throws the interception to lose the game and the Steelers are eliminated, Eric Weddle grabs Duke Johnson out of the backfield. All of a sudden, instead of 4th down interception, it's 1st down ball on the 30-yard line. Cleveland kicks the field goal, you win. Antonio Brown's still a Steeler,
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
You might be right. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a lot that can change, and I kind of like it the old way when replay was limited. Now it's just getting out of control, and people can look at it different ways, and there should be a time limit. I mean, if you can't figure it out in 30 seconds, then it's call stance.
Hey, give Art Rooney credit. He doesn't want it. He did not want it whatsoever. He wanted to keep it like it is. But the strange thing is the competition committee, which is Mike Tomlin's a part of, passed it 8-0. So the Steelers basically had to vote for it.
Yeah.
Because you can't have the head
coach and it was the Saints pushing for it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Saints were the ones pushing for it, weren't they?
Of course.
All right, let's get out to the phone lines. So we're going to go out to Mark first. Mark started out. What's up, Mark? Mark, you there?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Mark?
Hey, I just wanted to put my viewpoint in.
Okay.
As far as I think that they should look at officiating differently when it comes to playoffs and the Super Bowl. Let the regular season go as it is.
I don't think, Mark. I mean, I understand what you're saying there, but I don't think you can do that. You gotta officiate the first game, the last game.
Yeah,
I think.
I see what he's talking about. You think about not officiating wise, Rich, but in say the hockey. I mean, you got 3-on-3 in overtime, and in the playoffs, you just play until you win.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what he might be referring to. But, yeah, I mean, the play, like we talked about the Joe Hayden play, the Duke Johnson, Eric Weddle play, that could have, put the Steelers into the playoffs. So they're saying, okay, this is good enough to call now. Not good enough to call now, but you can call in the playoffs. If you're going to do it, you're probably going to have to do it all.
But do you think that would have been called at the first game of the year?
Probably, I don't know. I mean, I know one thing was going to happen here, Rich. It happens every single year. It's going to be over-officiated in the first 1 or 2, 3 preseason games, and it's going to really die down. They do it every year.
I remember it this year. I mean, everyone was complaining how slow the games were. So, like I said, if they can't figure it out in the first 30 seconds, they need to move on and just go with the call on the field. That's the way that would speed things up because you can interpret things two different ways. I mean, you go to the Super Bowl and remember the muff punt, no muff punt there by Edelman. Yeah. I mean, you could say it hit his thumb, but maybe it didn't look like it hit his finger. I thought it overturned. So who knows? Something's going to happen, but no one's ever going to be happy. That's the thing right now. All right, let's go out to Stush in Mon Valley. What's up, Stush?
Hey, congratulations, Mark, on your new position. Those are good guys. I've been watching them, me and Dad, for as long as they've been on. Dad and I every night. But what I wanted to know is, as much time as you spend down on River Avenue, do you get any feel that the Steelers might be wanting to draft for need rather than the best player available? Because there's a bunch of player needs. I was wondering what kind of feel you're getting.
I love the need-want type of argument because Kevin Colbert loves to say we don't need, we want players.
Yeah.
But it's all within a concept. So if there's somebody close within 5, 10 picks that is they need, they'll take him even though it's ranked higher or lower or anything. I think we're pretty much sure what they're aiming for in the first round of this draft. They would love to have Devin Bush fall to him at 20. Might be difficult. They might have to move up a little to ensure that. It all depends on how it breaks. But I think if you get past that, the Devin Bush thing, then you're going to have to look at probably best available, which at that point would be a cornerback, which is fine. So
I mean, looking at what they brought in for interviews, I mean, the majority was linebackers, cornerbacks, even running backs, wide receivers.
Yeah,
you're not going to go running back or wide receiver, I don't think, in the first round, but.
I mean, wide receiver could
maybe
be. I mean, you could do it, but there's such a depth of wide receivers in this draft. You can probably get a pretty doggone good one here in the second round. So they would love to have Devin Bush. Can they move up to get him is going to be the question. Can he fall? Who knows? I mean, the ones you have to watch right now is 10 Denver, 11 Cincinnati. He gets past that, you have a real shot of getting him. You hope nobody jumps ahead of you. That's where I think the 10 picks come in. Colbert will use one of those to move up to maybe 17, the Giants, to be able to ensure you get that guy. Because once you get past that guy, then, flip a coin. I mean, you might get the best cornerback.
Yeah. All right.
It's not bad.
We're going to take a break, but coming up, I want to hear what you think, what they're going to do. I mean, if you had to guess right now, I want to hear your opinion coming up next. But we got to take a break. Back with his opinion and more of your phone calls coming up next. Stay right there.